as we talked about before, we closed out Black History Month. And so today I wanted to do something a little different because obviously I know we didn't address it in the beginning, but we've been off for several weeks now and stuff, handling business, yeah, man, just getting ready for all the stuff that we got planned for the future. By the way, Patreon should be live, so y'all make sure y'all sign up for that so y'all can support what we're doing. But the reason why I bring up Black History Month is because in that period of time that we've taken off, there's been a ridiculous amount of content, both shows and films that have come out. And definitely, man, we don't have enough time to really go into detail on everything. So what I decided to do today was put together kind of like a top shows / films of Black History Month 2021. And what I did was decide to kind of include some of the stuff that came out in January as well, since it's technically on brand for what we're talking about. So bear with me, folks. Let me take you down this little journey with this list that I got here. So hold tight. Let's get this on the screen. Shazam. Bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's cutting the month off a little bit. There you go. Clean that up. But yeah, man. So my top 10 recommendations for everybody who is looking for quality content to check out, because even though Black History Month is coming to a close and now we're in Women's History Month, the fact of the matter is Black history is being made every single day and we represent and celebrate it every single day. So this is a list of Black film, Black cinema, and Black shows for you to check out. First, and matter of fact, I'm gonna work my way backwards. So at the bottom of my list, it is a solid film overall. It's the latest film from Lee Daniels, directed by Lee Daniels, and it's called The United States versus Billie Holiday. It's currently running on Hulu. I recommend you check it out. Mainly, I feel like overall it's a solid movie, but the main reason why I think everyone should check it out is because it's the acting debut of Andrea Day. And if you are not familiar with her as a singer / songwriter, oh my God, you're missing out on life. But man, for this to be her acting debut, she did an amazing job. And she's my number one reason that I recommend you check out the film, mainly to see what she did. I feel like the directing overall was okay. I feel like the cast did a solid job and stuff. Shout out to all the different actors and actresses that held it down. But yeah, hands down, she did an amazing job. Andrea Day did an amazing job playing Billie Holiday. And yeah, man, it's, if they ever do another film about Billie Holiday, whoever they choose, definitely, they got a lot to live up to considering how well the sister did in the film. My next recommendation, which you can also check on Hulu. So number 9 recommendation is Hip Hop Uncovered. It's actually on FX, but you can also catch it on Hulu. It's a great docu-series that talks about it's some hip hop history. It talks about like hip hop's connection with the streets. And how like you can't really separate hip hop from the streets, and hip hop embodies a lot of other things outside of what happens in the streets, obviously, but it very much was birthed by the streets. Like hip hop literally was birthed from gang culture. So it's no wonder that a docuseries like this, where it talks about people who were involved in certain things, who ultimately transitioned from one lifestyle into the music industry and helped back a lot of the bands that we grew up, a lot of the acts that we grew up watching. You know what I mean? So it gives you detailed history on a lot of these people. One of the more notable people that they talk about, who I knew before the show, was Haitian Jack. So hearing his story, which is wild, was crazy, and so many other brothers and sisters.
A real live tale about a snitch named Haitian Jack. Yeah, Tupac made him famous.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but definitely.
Not that he didn't have notoriety before. I'm sorry to interject.
Right. Right. Yeah. There was a lot of other things that made him famous.
A lot of people who didn't know who he was until that line. So this,
yeah. Yeah, definitely look. Yeah, definitely check it out, man. If y'all haven't seen it yet, highly recommend you check that out. It's a great piece of hip hop history. Speaking of history, the next few pieces I'm gonna recommend also ties into history. The next recommendation I just had the pleasure of watching today with the family, and this is a great one to watch with your entire family on YouTube. YouTube just put out a YouTube original called Black Renaissance. It's basically the art and souls of our stories, and they have poetry being done by like her. They got live performances by Toby Nwigwe and Anderson .Paak, who both kill it. And Toby Nwigwe actually does a new rendition of The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. So that was super dope. And they have a wide variety of people speaking, from the Obamas. They talk about like, our history in sports, our history in music, fashion, and all of these different things, our cultural contributions, civil rights, and just it's super dope. It's about an hour, 30 minutes, maybe a little bit less, and definitely a great watch to sit down with the family. Next one I got to recommend, if y'all haven't seen it yet, on PBS, the Black Church docuseries. It's about 4 hours worth of I think it's 4 different episodes, each around an hour each, I believe.
My folks watch that joint.
Yeah, hey man, it's one of those things. Like, sometimes, anytime you are a person who's a part of a particular thing, when people bring it up, you just automatically kind of brush out. Well, I need to see that, man. I lived that. That's my life. I know all. No, you think you know. You think you know, but it's PBS. It's Henry Louis Gates Jr. This is what the dude does. Like this, I mean, very few people do a better job at documenting our history and telling our stories than Henry Louis Gates Jr. Highly recommend y'all check it out. One of my favorite, there's many dope moments in it. Shout out to my wife for putting me on. But basically, one of the dope moments in there is there's this one pastor who's speaking. And the first time I ever saw that clip of that pastor speaking was from a hip hop documentary that was talking about the connection between the Black church and hip hop culture, in terms of how rappers deliver their rhymes, and very similar to like pastors delivering their sermons and stuff like that. So, dude, yeah, man, it's a great documentary. Our people have a rich history, and this is just more confirmation. So now we're down to top 5. Snowfall just premiered this new season. I know SHERM is going to go into detail for that, but I mean, it's Snowfall. If you ain't hip already, you need to talk with yourself and figure out what's wrong with you, because Snowfall is excellent. As I said, SHERM going to jump into it, so I'll make it brief, but that's definitely number 5 on my list. The new season is fire already, and it just started. Number 4, probably the sleeper on this list that a lot of people I've talked to have not seen, and it's hands down probably some of the best acting and writing on this list, and definitely top 2, top 3 best acting and writing and direction, and that's Malcolm and Marie on Netflix. Man, like, it definitely shows you, like, if you've never really witnessed what a truly toxic relationship look like, and how people who's supposed to be in love and supposed to be in a relationship, how they just do, how basically we are very good at hurting the people that we're supposed to love the most. And that's what that film deals with heavy, man. Like, hey, dude, definitely check it out. Amazing.
Top 5, though?
Say again?
That's in your top 5.
One thing.
Go ahead.
What happened?
I said that's in your top. I said that's in your top 5, though.
Oh, it's not. It's in my top 4.
Top 4. Woo. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
I just want to say, nigga, I ain't watching that shit. That's all I have to say about that one. I ain't watching
sorry
that shit.
For you. Look, sorry for you. That joint's watching. Yeah.
I'm not watching Black relationship kung fu. No, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, look, I definitely am. Man, look, I'm in the business of, I don't yuck nobody else's yum, and and I definitely ain't in the business of trying to convince people that you need to see some shit that I think is dope, because it's dope. But I will say this: I feel like it. it's a good, like, we don't understand what we do to our partners a lot of time and what our partners do to us, right? But what it really shows you is the shit that I just said. Like, yo, like, in terms of people that we've, like, the people we're closest to are the people who are most susceptible and vulnerable to the shit that we say. You know what I mean? And motherfuckers really don't put as much care as we should, right, into how we communicate with our partners and vice versa when we're mad. And that movie, what that shit is really just like, yo, it's us at our worst. It's really us at our worst. But what makes it so dope is the fact that, yo, neither one of them can really run from the situation. They're forced to confront what the problem is and talk through that shit. And dog, like, it's hard. Like, it's a hard watch, but the shit is excellent because it's just, for some shit that's like so straightforward and basic, you know, I've never really kind of seen so much time in a movie dedicated to people working through their shit. And that's what makes the shit so revolutionary and so dope. You know, so like, again, number 4 on my list. That shit is that fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? I'll say it again for the people in the back. And then when you see what my top 3 is, that should make you really understand why, like, that should make you really look back at, damn, why is this in his top 4 considering what his top 3 is? So
okay, I'm gonna make a note right now because I'm gonna put an asterisk by number 4. That shit is arguable.
Have you seen it?
Listen, I've avoided it.
Have you seen it?
I heard enough, and I've avoided.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch
seen it.
Okay,
all right. That's all I'm saying.
Here's what we're gonna do,
and then we can talk because there ain't nothing to talk about if y'all ain't seen it.
That's a bet.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't watching it tonight, but I'm gonna
You'll
watch
see me commenting on sport games. I ain't watching shit. You know what I'm saying?
But feel free. Feel free. That's the point of it. That's the point of it all. But I'm gonna watch that joint by tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tomorrow night. I'm gonna text you later and give you my thoughts on that ruckus. But it ain't gonna be the last thing I watch for the night because I ain't trying to go to sleep mad. So
man,
that's where we at with that.
Oh, you gonna feel away. You do. Yeah, it's dope. Like, man, when that shit was over, I looked my wife in her eyes, was like, yo, I love me. I love you. Don't ever leave me. I love you. Don't ever leave me. I know I'm stupid and shit sometimes. I love you. Don't ever leave me. You know what I'm saying? Because, dog, like, shit like that just reminds me. It's like, nigga, I don't want no part of any of this shit out here, man. Like, yeah, dog, I appreciate what the fuck I got, and I'm gonna hold on to that shit for dear life because, nigga, it's some fuck shit out here, and I'm good. Hard pass. So anyway,
I'm gonna see it. Let's move on to your top 3.
Yeah, let me close it out. So yeah, man. So top 3. Number 3 spot, American Skin. Okay. Oh my goodness. Excellent film. We already talked about it on the show. So, like, you know, definitely go check that episode where we discuss it. I believe we talked about it in episode 3 or I can't remember, or 4. I can't remember which episode we talked about, but I'm sure it'll be available to everybody. But dude, it's an excellent movie. You know, Nate Parker, man, you know, just continues to smack him out of the park. He did an excellent job directing it and did also an amazing job acting in it. Number two, another one that we discussed on this show, One Night in Miami.
That's right.
Yeah, available on Amazon Prime. It's the theatrical directorial debut of Regina King, stars Leslie Odom Jr. Man, oh my God. Yo, I hope that thing gets all the awards it can get because it's that damn good. And and it was just a great, it's just a great film. It was great to see see that relationship. You know what I mean? It was great to see us. I feel like watching them, I see us. You know what I mean? And so yeah, and so, and you know, it's like Regina King said, you know, she had never seen men in film like really kind of being like how she see them day to day. She really kind of never seen them being that vulnerable and having these conversations that a lot of people aren't privy to on film. And so she really wanted to capture that for the men in her family who she loved and shit. And I just feel like she nailed it, man. So definitely One Night in Miami is my number 2 slot, which only leaves number 1. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Judas and the Black Messiah. Oh my God.
Yes.
Yo,
yes.
Daniel Kaluuya, man. Daniel Kaluuya.
You're on another level.
Yo, And look, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and say this for the record. Hey, I'm gonna need all these people who keep saying shit about, like, you know, British black actors playing black American historic figures or black American roles in general. Yo, shut up. Like, yo,
that's so
it's
ignorant.
acting, dog.
That's so ignorant.
It's acting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is he black?
Right.
Okay, that's good enough.
Right.
That's good enough. They ain't darking somebody up. Go ahead.
Hey, he stays black is black. Like the classic De La Soul line, man.
You fool.
Man, listen. Or was that I think that was Diggable. That was Diggable, right? Black is black. That was the Diggable Planets joint, right? Where they say that black is black line.
That's De La Soul.
Black is black. Mirror, mirror.
That's you talking? Yes, you're right. You're right. Yeah, De La. Yeah, that's definitely De La. Yeah, man. Yes,
real shit, man.
Sure.
Black is fucking black, man. We need to cut that.
Yes,
we need to cut that shit out.
But also shout out to Lakeith.
Lakeith Stanfield, man. Like, yo, they both could take top honors, man. Like, for best actor and best supporting actor. And shout out to that brother and shout out to the brother also, Lakeith, for after the film was done, like the shit was so hard on his spirit and really dealing with the conflict that this character dealt with. And he really did an excellent job humanizing this dude. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to just write him off. And like, not for nothing, when you see the United States versus Billie Holiday, there's a very similar character to Lakeith's character who basically was infiltrating Billie Holiday's inner camp as well, because a lot of people don't know about her problems with the FBI. So those two films are very similar. They're very similar in terms of the story they're telling. But in both films, they do a great job. I feel like in the Billie Holiday joint, like they try to humanize him a little too much. It's like, young, we get it. But I feel like, yeah, man, it's Judas and the Black Messiah is just on another level compared to everything I've seen, not just black cinema, everything I've seen in the last 6 months. That shit is just, man, like, it's just excellent, man. The whole cast killed it. Shaka King did a great job directing it. But I'm gonna end there. You know what I mean? Definitely all films worth checking out. Honorable mentions, stuff that's in my queue. Pele on Netflix, Amen, The Fight for America, also on my queue. And although it came out in December, Soul, man, we already talked about it before, but Soul is an excellent joint to check out as well. Man. And last thing is WandaVision season finale. I know this ain't on topic. Well, WandaVision season finale comes out this Friday. The internet's been going ape shit, and rightfully so. I don't have any crazy predictions. I'm just here for whatever the hell they willing to throw at me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been that damn good. And I'm done, son. You know what I mean?